I have a big love for small entry-level guitar amps. They're super fun. You just plug in a guitar. They oftentimes have multiple amp models, built-in effects, you name it. It's really cool and just super fun to play. And they just keep getting better and better. I think nowadays you just can't get a bad sound anymore. When I started playing with these small Squier frontman, Fender frontman amps, and they were terrible. I think they still make them. Don't buy that amp, it's awful. And there are so many better options out there. So when Blackstar reached out to me asking if I wanted to do a video on their updated ID Core series, which is up to version 4 now, I obviously said yes because I wanted to try them. Now I don't really know what has been updated from version 3, but I'll just talk a bit about the amps themselves. I have the 10 watt version here and the 40 watt version. There is a 10 watt version with Bluetooth, so you can use it as a Bluetooth speaker and jam along to your favorite tracks. There is a 20 watt version and that is the 40 watt version. This is a 10 watt version. Now the controls are overall pretty similar. You can switch amps with this knob here. Then you have levels for the gain and the volume. There is the Blackstar ISF knob, which changes the character from a British voice to an American voice and everything in between. And effects controls right here. You can select effects. You get 4 reverbs, 4 delays and 4 modulation effects. And you can use those categories simultaneously, so you can have reverb, delay and modulation effect running at the same time, which is super cool. There's a tap tempo, so you can tap in the speed of the modulation effects. You can switch it to 1 watt with this switch right there. There's a built-in tuner. There's USB-C, so you can hook it up to your computer and then change settings with the Blackstar Cabrig Lite software. But your computer will also see it as an audio interface, so you don't need an audio interface anymore to record stuff. It's compatible with a power bank Blackstar cell, so you can use it on battery for up to 9 hours. You can use it with headphones. It's a complete package. It's really cool. The other differences are the power. So this is 10 watts, it's 40 watts. And the speakers are smaller in this. I think this is 3.5 inch, which is kind of tiny. That one is 6 or 6.5 inch speakers, 2 speakers. And it's in stereo, so you get this really nice broad sound. And we're gonna listen to the 40 watt version first, and then we're gonna listen to the 10 watt version. I have a clean tone here. All the controls are at noon, and I'm gonna keep them that way, so you can really hear the difference between the different amp models. And maybe I'll just work the ISF knob a bit. Maybe I won't. There's a reverb on, I don't need my in-ears. We're just gonna do it like this. This is clean warm. Alright, effects, more reverb. Let's try this. Crazy how good this sounds. Let's engage a little bit of delay. And then modulation. I don't know what the mics are picking up, but here in the room it just sounds like a huge amp because of the stereo stuff. It's a tiny amp. Plenty of volume too. Let's try the 1 watt option. It's really useful if you wanna play at home and don't bother anybody. Crazy how good this sounds. Then we have clean bright. Turn off delay and modulation. The ISF. It's a lot of reverb. Then we have crunch. What I think is really cool is that when you crank volume, like the master volume, it kind of mimics power amp saturation. Sounds like this. And then you roll back your guitar volume and it becomes cleaner, which is super cool. So it kind of reacts like a tube amp, which is crazy at this price point. Alright, next one is Super Crunch. And then OD1. An amp at this price point shouldn't be able to do this. That clean up. And OD2. That's the ISF control, so you can really hear the change in character. So it doesn't have like an EQ, bass, treble, middle. That is the only EQ you're gonna get. But it's more than enough and super useful. Going back to crunch. Now let's listen to some more modulation effects. Flanger or phaser. I think chorus, and then we have cool little filter or Ottawa, and this is tremolo? I don't know. Sounds super cool. And delays. Delay. This is a multiple. Really cool. Going to the 10 watt version. I'll be right back. Alright, so the tiny little 10 watt version sounds a lot smaller. But for an amp this size, it's really good. Right. Clean bright. Then we have crunch. And crunch, super crunch. And OD1. And OD2. This is just really cool sounding amp. I'm not as impressed as with the 40 watt version. That has more oomph, sounds more like a proper guitar amp. If you're looking for something like that, then go with the 40 watt version. If you just wanna jam at home and have something at the ready that you just can plug into without bothering anybody, I'd say go with a 10, but it is a less ballsy amp. Personally, I feel like the 40 watt version would be too loud for home use, in my case, but the 10 watt version isn't guitar amp feel like enough, so I would personally go with the 20 watt version for home use. So let me know down below in the comments what your thoughts are, and if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel because it helps to grow the channel, and I'll be happy. Bye bye.